All right. Now are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. All right, welcome back to another episode of First Reaction Fan Reaction. I am your host, Cailin Collier, and with me is my co-host,
Dara Whitman.
All right, so we are still on The Legend of Korra, and we are wrapping up Book 3 today with episodes 12, Enter the Void, and episode 13, Venom of the Red Lotus.
There was some void and there was some venom.
That there was. There were certainly things that were happening.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so should we get started with the synopsis? So where we last left off, the Red Lotus had attacked the air temple.
Yes.
Offered Korra an ultimatum, whether she can give herself up or they can just come and just get rid of all them airbenders, because who needs them anyway?
Yeah.
So when we start off this, we are headed towards the Northern Air Temple. Team Avatar is discussing plans about how they're going to rescue those captive airbenders. And, you know, they're throwing plans all about. But Korra, she's like, this isn't going to work. I'm just going to turn myself in. And they're like, no, that's a terrible idea. The worst idea. Don't do it.
My thing was just kind of like, is it that terrible? Because basically, they can kidnap her, they can get her, then they can take the airbenders, and then they could just like have a second plan where they, you know, defeat them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not the worst plan.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Not like the worst plan. But they end up figuring something out, and so Korra calls up Zaheer on the radio and says, like, all right, I'll give myself up if you just want to release them. But when they do that, they're going to have some metal benders lurking on the sides and, you know, just in case anything goes bad.
Sounds like a plan.
And so kind of in our next scene, besides wondering what our adorable pets are up to, is Zaheer is meditating, and he's kind of repeating that mantra of enter the void, become wind, let go of your earthly tethers, all that fun stuff.
I'm the leaf beneath the wind.
Oh no, every time you do this to me. But so he has the locket and he's kind of reading it, and then Pali comes in.
And they have a moment.
It's such a lovely moment.
I know. They're such a cute couple.
They really are. Like, because Zaheer is like, you know, there wasn't a day that went by when I was in prison that I didn't think about you. And they say that they love each other, and then they kiss, and she's so tall.
She's so tall. Like, that's the thing, because we were saying this in the commentary.
Yeah.
That, now I lost my train of thought. Oh, the fact that, like, because they were saying, like, there's, like, because, like, we feel the things for them, and it's kind of compared to a certain villain from another season.
Mm-hmm.
The fact of, like, I don't like them as, like, because I don't like them because, like, the show's telling me not to like them because they're villains.
Right.
But, so, like, for the show, they're villains, and I don't like them because they're doing horrible stuff. But, like, as characters, I like them because, A, they're actually good villains, and B, they're actually, you know, like, three-dimensional.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, they care, and they have relations.
Yeah.
And, man, that moment just sets something up.
Yeah.
Like, so hard, and I didn't even see it coming.
Because you know.
And I'm really upset right now that I didn't see it coming.
Because bad guys can't love each other that much without something terrible happening.
I don't know why I didn't see it coming.
I don't know why you
I'm so mad right now.
I was waiting for you to say it, because usually with, like, you've set up, like, every other, like, death pretty well in this show, but this one, like, you didn't call.
I guess I didn't expect any.
Earth Queen you called the Earth Queen.
Did I call her death?
You did, because the episode was, like, called Long Live the Queen, and you're like, oh, is she gonna die this episode?
Oh, right.
And I was like, no.
I think it's the thing, it's like, I called it coming, and then I forgot about it, and then she died, and I'm like, oh, shit.
I'm like, oh.
There's so many, I'll say this about this season, really creative deaths.
Yes, yeah, and we'll talk more about that as we kind of get towards, because at the end of this, we're gonna have to wrap up season 3, so.
Dang.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about that, and then as we kind of touch upon those character offings. So I think I said in the commentary, Pali was over 7 foot. I have here that she's 6'8", so not over 7 foot. And somebody's gonna get me on that.
I thought you said she was 8 foot. Honestly, I forgot.
Yeah, well, she says she looks so tall, and also she's like, whew.
It's like a thing,
what a lady.
Like if you look at it, like Zaheer, like he's tall too, but he's like kind of bulky.
Yeah,
and she's just like tall and
she's
lanky.
Tall,
and she's lanky.
She's a tall
She is a tree.
Lady.
She's a friggin' tree.
Tall drink of water, let me tell you.
That sex must have been weird.
Stop.
Hard, like rough and passionate, but a bit weird, I'm gonna say.
No, very passionate, I imagine.
You sound like you're being upset, like, oh, I'm talking about like cartoon characters in a family show having sex. There is murder.
There is murder
in this show, and it is brutal. It's not even. It's not even fun murder, which is like a stab or a gunshot. This is brutal.
This is so brutal. Anyway, so back to back to the plot. Whatever the hell this is. So before Korra, they reach the meeting point, which is Lahima's Peak. We just hear the name Lahima come up a lot in this season. So Korra gets is able to hug everyone on Team Avatar. It's really nice. It's really sweet.
Yeah.
This big moment between her and Mako when it's like, all right, all that weird stuff that was between them, it's gone now. They can just be friends.
All the weird stuff that Mako brought up.
Yeah,
Korra
it's
wasn't
Mako's
really
fault.
upset.
Yeah, Korra is just like, let's be friends. And Mako's like, oh, I don't know how to be friends with the girl. I don't know, man.
That's true. He didn't have any like friends who were girls
that he didn't date.
Did he like hang out with anybody else like before he met? I mean, besides like Bolin, did he hang out with besides like?
No, does he have a social life?
It felt like who was the other team member that they had on their?
It's Hasuk.
Was that a guy?
It was a dude, yeah.
So then probably he didn't have any friends who were girls.
He didn't have any friends who were girls. Poor Mako.
And when he did, he had a crush on them.
Yeah. Like every other guy on this planet. Anyway, so So Mako, Bolin, and Asami, they are going to the Northern Air Temple, where they are going to try to go negotiate for the Airbenders. So they have a radio, and Korra has a radio, and they're basically going to be talking back and forth here. And so when they arrive at the Northern Air Temple, they meet Gazan, who takes them to Tenzin, who's just kind of laying on the ground. They're like, is he okay? He's alive.
He's alive. That's a plus.
Which is an improvement from where we saw him last, where we weren't quite sure if he was
probably
alive.
Just needs like a couple nights stay in a hospital.
Yeah,
and like a rest.
It was spa weekend followed right after. That needs a spa weekend. And so Zaheer and Pali are meeting with Korra to negotiate, and they tell her to drop her weapon. She doesn't really follow.
They're like so determined to like, I guess I kind of get it because they wanted to make sure she was like entrapped, and then they would have, which I kind of get because like at that point she could still run away if they know that because they might screw her over. You never know.
Mako says, hey, they found Tenzin, and behind them it looks like a bunch of airbenders who have kind of like cloth over their heads so you can't see their faces. And Mako's like, hey, we got the airbenders here, but we have like the lava bender here. And Korra's like, hey, can you tell them just like to stand down? But they want Korra to kind of surrender herself. When she doesn't do that, they threaten to wipe out all the airbenders. And so that's when she gives herself up. And she gets handcuffed with platinum cuffs so she can't bend them. And she starts going. But as she's going, Mako goes to free the airbenders. But it turns out there are no airbenders. Tenzin's there. No airbenders.
I have a slight problem with this.
Yes.
It's not as bad as trying to break up a sphere portal with water. Not that bad. But, like, why set up this trap?
Because they got a plan, and their plan doesn't involve setting the airbenders free. That's not part of their main goal is to get Korra, but...
I know, but they have Korra.
Yeah.
And, like, I forget if the airbenders actually, like, cause them any damage. Because if they do, then I get keeping them. But if they don't, why not just, like, have this deal?
Yeah, well, they want things their way, and their way isn't going to involve.
I guess I kind of like had an idea of like what was going to happen.
Okay, which
basically like they were going to set them free. Korra's going to get kidnapped, and then like they were going to like discuss something and maybe try to brainwash her a bit, and then meanwhile everybody's going to rescue her. I kind of thought like there was going to be like a more like round table discussion episode with a lot of fun dialogue.
Oh,
it didn't happen. I'm not upset that didn't happen.
Right,
I liked what I saw.
Yeah, just different.
Yes.
That's fair. Yeah, but then also, if you left the airbenders free, of course they're going to come after Korra. And there's a lot of them, and they can airbend. So you can't let them free just yet.
You're not wrong.
But honestly, one of the coolest shots, I think, is seeing kind of the airbenders like melt away because they're not there at all. It was literally all water bending.
Yeah.
Like cool. That's the coolest water bending move. Like,
here's some cloth.
That's so cool.
Make them look like people.
Ming-hua is so good at water bending.
Yeah.
She's so good at it. And then that's when things get real.
So real.
They get real. Let's see. And so once they reveal that the airbenders aren't really there, that's when the metal benders then spring into action because they've been waiting at the side of the mountain in case Korra needed help. So they kind of leap into action and a big old fight scene.
Fight.
So Korra is still chained up, but she's so good at fighting when she's chained up. Like she's got like handcuffs and like her feet are cuffed, but like she's still got to fight.
Yeah.
She's so talented. So as Korra is getting taken to the airship, Tonrak shows up and he starts fighting. Tonrak, so good at waterbending. He
is. He's like kind of can do like that arm thing, except he's got arms.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool.
Yeah,
I wonder if he can do the Cthulhu thing.
Ooh.
I love how it's like when something has like 8 legs, I don't go straight to octopus, I go to Cthulhu.
Good.
Hail Cthulhu.
And so back at the Northern Air Temple, Gazan and ming-hua try to fight Mako and Bolin, but they escape before like a real fight scene even happens. And basically, Zahn just basically lava bends everything. Yeah. So everything is lava now, and they have to escape basically lava chasing after them.
Yes.
Which, isn't so much fun.
But Bolin's doing a lot of help.
Yeah, but Bolin, like our good earthbender friend, Bolin, he's doing a pretty decent job of making sure the lava doesn't
I feel like sometimes, like, because like he's such a comic relief, I forget that like he's actually a damn good earthbender.
Yeah, I feel like we don't really explore that as much.
I mean, I think we explore doubly more in these episodes.
In these episodes, yes.
We explore a lot more, but like he's like that's like I think something I like about him. And it kind of reminds me of like Sokka, the fact that like they are the comic relief, but then they have like a thing that they're super good at.
Right.
They're more than the comic relief.
Yeah, but I think Bolin is still a lot more comic relief than Sokka ever was, I think, as far as just like what he does or how he acts. And what I think is interesting about Bolin's abilities, it's very like show don't tell, because nobody ever says like, Bolin, you're a fantastic earthbender, but then he shows up and then he starts earthbending the crap out of everything, and like, oh, he's a good earthbender. So sometimes I'm like, why don't we ever talk about this? But then at the same time, it's like cool to like, we don't have to talk about it. We don't have to. It's like we tell somebody that like this person is good at what they do. We just get to see it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of interesting, and I go back and forth on like how much I like that. So during this fight scene with Zaheer and Tonrak, they seem pretty even. They seem like they're pretty evenly matched. Tonrak and Korra against Zaheer, but there's a point where Tonrak leaves himself exposed for a moment, and Zaheer just like pushes him off a cliff.
Yeah,
he goes flying off the cliff, and Korra's not too happy about that because she thinks her dad is dead.
I was like, he's probably not dead.
Yeah. I don't know. For a second, you're like, what? And then you're like, he's probably not dead.
Especially like in this like modern age television, my rule is if I don't see a body, they ain't dead.
It's so true, though.
Yeah.
So true. Oh, I keep hitting the thing.
Yeah, you do.
Sorry, guys. After that happens, Lin and Suyin are talking, and Lin's like, all right, I'm gonna go out and draw the combustion bender's fire, and then which will leave an opening, and then you go for it. All right. And then Suyin's like, that's too crazy. And then Lin's like, nah, I got this. And they have a nice sister moment.
Sounded like a sacrifice moment, but it
wasn't.
Sounded
like a sacrifice moment.
But it sounded like a sacrifice moment where like, okay, if we're unsuccessful, then I'm probably going to die. But if we're successful, then everything's good. So just in case we fail, sacrifice moment, go.
Right. So Lin goes off and starts kind of fighting with Pulley, and Pulley's just blowing everything up. And it gets to the point, gets kind of scary for a second, because like Lin gets kind of compromised, and is she going to die? I don't know. She's in a position where she could die, but Sue jumps in, and what she does is she takes one of the metal jackets off of her and then bends it around Pulley's head right as she's about to explode something. So she basically just blows her own head off.
So Pulley's dead.
Pulley doesn't have a head. Like, she's not just dead.
I didn't realize that.
She's decapitated.
I love how I didn't realize that at first. I think
you're like, oh, is she dead? And I'm like, she doesn't have a skull anymore.
I guess because like I didn't notice this. Maybe I was like slightly distracted. I didn't notice that the explodey part.
Oh, yeah.
So I just thought
it's super fast, because I don't think we could really, like,
it was super fast, so I didn't notice the exploding part. I just noticed the head casing thing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, that's a cool move. Now they got her captured. And then you're like, no, she was exploding. I'm like, oh, so she's dead.
Oh, she's dead.
So she's dead. it's a family show. We just murdered somebody. And like I said, not like stabbing or like falling.
Mm-hmm.
It's a explodey head death.
Oh.
Which you technically don't see because of the metal.
Yeah.
But still.
But you see Zaheer's face, which means he sees everything, which means he's seen some real
I felt bad. It's like, and then I'm like, oh my God, he's gonna go crazier now. Because, like, we did this moment, and, like, they've still been in love with each other after, like, 13 years apart and in prison, and now the love of his life is dead.
She's just dead.
And now they're probably the same height.
Oh my God. Oh
Headless.
my God.
No, never mind.
Oh my God, that's really good. That was really good. Oh, it's terrible. So, the interesting thing here about that is Zaheer fights a little bit more, and then he gets to the edge of a cliff, and then he repeats the Guru Lahima thing, which, let me read this in full, is, let go your earthly tether, enter the void, empty, and become wind. And then he just kind of drops off the side of it, and you're like, did he just off himself?
And
no,
Korra? No, he didn't.
Oh, yeah. And then, because he's still carrying Korra at this point, too.
Mm-hmm.
And then, he just, he just kamikaze this, but nope, didn't, except he's flying.
Yeah.
He's just straight up, he's flying.
Yeah.
But just not something that you usually see in this show. This is the first time we've actually seen somebody fly. We've seen Airbenders air glide. We've seen the glide on the air. We've never actually seen, just straight up Superman style flight.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. Yeah, so another reason that we could have probably seen the Pali thing coming is the line, let go your earthly tether. It was
that's what I thought about that whole thing, and I'm like, that's really sad.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
Yep. Oh, it's like, oh, crap, yeah. That was the one thing keeping him back, and now he entered the void.
I'm kind of wondering, and we didn't actually see this, but, I would have, I guess it kind of the moment that, he was actually sad, because, if, that was the one thing, keeping him, tethered to the earth, I feel like he probably just would have killed her. But, he didn't, and, there wasn't even, it didn't even seem like there was a thought in his head that he was, thinking about killing her.
Right.
It just kind of happened.
Right. He wasn't going to Kylo Ren this.
Yeah. So, I kind of, thought maybe we could have had a moment where he was actually sad.
Yeah.
I mean, he seemed really, crazy at some points, but, still.
He's kind of losing it.
A little bit.
Went off the deep end a little bit.
A little bit. Literally.
Literally the deep end. Literally jumped off a cliff. And so he flies past Gazan and Ming-hua, and they're like, oh, I guess he doesn't need to ride now.
No, we're good.
God, I love Gazan. So as far as deaths go, we cannot add Tonrak to the list because he has been saved by
surprise.
By a metal bender.
Yes.
Who gets a very long shot on her face as she introduces herself.
Is that the next episode?
No, it's this episode.
Oh.
I know.
Yeah, I don't like her.
Yeah, because it's such a really weird moment. It's a weird moment.
Because it's a blatant, this character is important.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're it's kind of heavy-handed in that way.
Actually,
goes, yes.
It's two things.
I'm Kuvira.
It's two things why I don't like her. A, it's a blatantly important thing, and just the way she says it, it's clearly
yeah,
I'm probably not a good person.
But it's the music that plays.
Yeah, that too. It's that was kind of the one off-putting thing. I'm just maybe you shouldn't have
Yeah,
I feel like they need
too obvious.
They definitely need to if she's probably going to play a part in the next season.
Yeah.
So they need to introduce her and not make her just a random thing.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like maybe when they were actually in the metal bending city, they maybe could have introduced her a bit.
She was there.
She was there, but they didn't introduce her.
Yeah.
So maybe they could have introduced her there as something.
Mm-hmm.
And then, maybe when we could have forgot about her and then bring it up again. Mm-hmm. And, that kind of thing. But this was just so blatant.
Yeah, it was kind of heavy-handed. So we're it's not as much fun. I feel if it was way more subtle, then
I feel like they probably forgot.
Whatever. So we're going to go back to the Northern Air Temple now as Bolin and Asami and Tenzin are trying to escape this lava. But they're kind of getting cornered here. They're getting real close.
They're getting cornered by lava.
Yeah, that lava is very unforgiving. And
also, question: how come Mako can't bend? I know but there's fire and lava. Yeah, can he not bend any of it?
So what lava is? It's just super hot rock. So at its core,
it's not fire, it's hot.
No,
okay.
Yeah, it's just hot rock. Just in the same way that waterbenders can kind of control steam because it's just hot water.
As you can see, I did not pay attention that much in science class.
On this episode of First Reaction Fan Reaction, we talk about science.
Nobody cares. Anyway.
Aw. But yeah, no, that's because...
I shouldn't say nobody cares. That's a really bad thing to say. I'm sorry.
Nobody cares about science.
I respect science.
Thank
I just
you.
don't care about it.
Oh my gosh. But, right, so they get to a point where they're standing basically on the side of a cliff. We have a lot of cliffs in this episode. This is so many cliffs. So they can either, like, jump off a cliff or, like, get devoured by this lava. But our boy Bolin... If only
there was a twist.
Our boy Bolin is like, I have an inkling here. He's seen it on his face. He's like, all right, we got one last resort here. So he goes up to the lava and he bends it. He's a lava bender.
Yay!
That's the twist.
That was also something I didn't see coming.
Oh yeah?
I didn't see that coming.
Oh yeah.
I guess because I kind of forgot about the metal bending thing.
Right, because it was kind of a theme over this season where Bolin was trying to be a metal bender and he couldn't. And we know something related to that was going to come up. And we thought...
I just assumed he was going to be a good metal bend at some point.
Yeah, like when it really mattered. But not a metal bender. He is a lava bender, which kind of makes sense.
I guess because we don't see any other lava benders. I just thought maybe... It was just something that was just like that only Gazan could do. Right. And maybe a couple other people, but and then Bolin does it. And I'm like, oh, so he's never going to be able to metal bend, but he can do lava. Yeah. I'm cool with this.
Isn't that cool?
And I feel like that may make somebody happy too. Like, oh, I can't do this one skill that every other bender can do, but I can do this skill that not many of them can do.
Yeah. And I think it's cool, especially because considering like Bolin and Maku's background of being like from both Earthbender and Firebender families, like it's cool. Yeah. Yeah. So I think that's a really cool thing with its character. Bolin, we love you.
We do.
We do love you so much. But so after he lava bends, Kai shows up on his little bison, and they're able to escape from the Northern Air Temple as it's literally overtaken by lava and just
it's a sad
collapses.
Moment.
It's very sad.
But as I was saying to Tenzin, even though he couldn't hear me because he's on a television show and a cartoon, your temple might be destroyed, but at least your airbenders as of now are alive. And isn't that all that really matters? The
real temple was the friends we made along the way.
Exactly. Your stuff may be gone, but at least the people you love are hopefully still alive.
Hopefully. So when they land, everyone else is there. We got the Metalbenders, we have Tunrak, and we got Suyin and Lin and everyone. And they start discussing how the Korra's been taken. What do we do? Oh no, we have no plan here. But Kai is a good dude.
Trying to get a word in.
He's trying to get a word in. He's just a kid, and life is a nightmare. Life is a kid, and it's just totally unfair.
What song is that? Like, I know.
I'm just a kid.
Yeah, but who sings that?
Nightmare.
I feel like that's like one of those like Simple Plan or like Fall Out Boys or like My Chemical Romance kind of songs.
Simple Plan. Yeah, okay. It's Simple Plan. Talk about songs from the early days, right? Of our existence.
I want to say we're old, but we're not that old.
We're not that old. We feel old sometimes. I feel old sometimes.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Kai explains that he knows where Korra is because he overheard people talking and he's seen other Red Lotus members.
At some cave.
Yeah, at some cave. And they're going to go to the cave and they're going to rescue some people. So in the cave, in this aforementioned cave. Which
I just thought about this because it kind of reminded me of another cave in Last Airbender.
Oh, like the...
Yeah.
Which one? The catacombs?
I don't know. It's from the season 2 finale.
Yeah, those are the catacombs under Bossing Same.
Yeah. We're probably all of the I forget the ship name, but like
is it Sutara?
Yeah, that where that ship was probably born.
No, that ship was born. No, you want me to tell you where that ship was born?
Where?
It was on the first season, and it was during the episode The Waterbending Scroll with the pirates. And then Rizuko comes up and where Katara's being chased by pirates and he goes, I'll save you from the pirates. That's where that ship was born.
Oh, that actually
I witnessed that. I saw it with my own 2 eyes happen.
That actually makes sense. I was about to say because like they barely interacted.
That was the one point.
Why did you save her from the pirates?
It was because he wanted to use her to find Aang.
Oh, that makes sense.
And they wanted her because she stole the waterbending scroll.
That's true. All right. Okay, continue.
This has been an episode of Cailin Explains the History of Shipping. Anyway, join us next time. Gazan and ming-hua start talking to Zaheer, and they're like, why are you flying? He's like, I let go of my earthly tethers. And they're like, where's Pali? It's like, she was an earthly tether, and she's dead. Basically.
Which made me surprised that they didn't think that... Well, technically he said, did she sacrifice herself?
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't think that, like, did he kill her?
I think they're all close enough.
To know that he wouldn't do that.
Yeah, they know. They're buddies. They're buddies.
Yeah.
They're all...
I'm still kind of confused by that because, like, maybe he thought that he could probably, like, cut himself off of his earthly tether without killing.
Well, kind of like how at the end, speaking of the Avatar Last Airbender, the season 2 finale, where
because he didn't want to.
He had to because the idea of being able to master the Avatar state was being able to let go of things. So Aang kind of had to go through that too, and he didn't have to kill anybody. He just had to meditate and just let them go himself.
But they never actually finished that because he didn't want to let go of Katara.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. So the idea was that maybe you can, but nobody's been able to actually do it yet without anybody having to die.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
it's really depressing.
Mm-hmm. But Zaheer's we can't let police sacrifice be in vain, and they go to another part of the cave where Korra is just hanging by chains, and Korra is pretty pissed because she's like, hey, y'all killed my father, prepare to die, I'm gonna kill all of you. That's what I'm saying here. She says she's gonna kill all of them.
You know what's sad? You're saying that, and I'm like, I was watching a bunch of Princess Brides clips recently, so now that's back in my head.
My name is Avatar Korra. You killed my father. Prepare to die. The obligatory reference there.
Hooray!
So, is that where that episode ends?
What about the poison? Can we see it?
Yeah, we do see it. And so, Zaheer's all right, it's cool. He's to Korra, he assures her that her pain will end soon and calls to 2 members of the Red Lotus to bring him a bowl of metallic poison. And that's where that leaves off.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I literally just thought about this. Mm-hmm. Zaheer's not the head of the Red Lotus.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm not sure if they say he's the leader of the Red Lotus. Is he?
I know he's the head of the gang, the Red Lotus Awesome Gang. # Red Lotus Awesome Gang.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the overall organization?
Yeah.
I'm not sure it's said either way.
He doesn't seem like he's the leader.
Well, do they even have a leader? Because their whole thing is anarchy. So if it's anarchy, do you even have
But Zaheer's clearly the leader of the gang.
Yeah.
So clearly they have a head guy.
Yeah, true. I don't think they really say. I don't even know.
I was wondering if he is, and then who is?
It's a good question, actually.
Oh, well.
It's just genuinely a good question. I don't know.
All right.
I'm sure somebody will explain it to us in the comments.
Yeah, probably. Because you guys know way too much.
You guys, I think I know a lot, and then you guys just totally outdo me, and then I get a little sad about it. I'm not that sad. I'm a little sad.
Anyway.
So that was that episode. What are your thoughts?
It was really good.
It was so good.
It was.
Just so good.
So much happened.
So much.
That, I wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
And just, what? And,
Mm-hmm.
there was, some stuff I'm kind of that seems kind of silly. But, it works.
Like what?
Just, that one thing, with the trap. That was the only thing that kind of upset me.
Oh, really? I think that's the coolest thing, so I love that part.
No. It was cool. I'm saying, the context.
Mm-hmm.
Why set a trap?
Mm-hmm.
That's my only thing. The water thing looked cool.
Yeah.
It was very cool.
Yeah.
And the blatant introduction of probably next season's villain.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming. It's super blatant.
So obvious.
So obvious.
It's terrible how obvious it is. It really is.
And then just Korra just not doing. I'm worried about Korra.
Yeah.
Especially after these 2 episodes, I'm really worried.
Mm-hmm.
I like that Bolin can lava bend.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool. Yeah, a lot of stuff that I genuinely wasn't expecting. Because, I went into, for, the most part, especially with this season, I went into it genuinely, having no idea what was going to happen.
Right.
And even, with next season, I have no idea what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of oh, this is happening.
Mm-hmm.
The stuff I thought was going to happen wasn't going to happen. It wasn't, a dialogue-based episode. It was a lot of action.
A lot of action.
Cool.
So much action.
I approve.
So much action.
And it looks like everybody's alive. For the most.
Except Polly.
Aw, R.I.P.
Polly's dead.
She's super dead.
She's so
R.I.P.
dead. That kills me every time I watch that. And especially because, we talked about before, I just there's something, I really like these people, the villains as characters. So, watching bad things happen to them, it's I should be okay with this, but I'm not okay with this.
You know what's weird? I honestly, I was expecting, all of them to die just because,
mm-hmm.
I don't think, within the show, all the villains die.
Yeah, so far.
So far, all
of them have died, yeah.
So far, all of them have died, so I'm kind of just I thought it was going to be a thing where, like, they all got cornered and then just, like, maybe, like, a mountain fell on them. That's what I honestly thought.
Just a giant rock fell out of the sky. Whoop.
Or, like, I honestly thought that. I'm just like, oh, like, a mountain's going to die, or there was, like, going to be, like, a ritual suicide or something. So I thought, like, they were going to be together when they died.
Yeah.
So I wasn't expecting like that, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to go there.
So brutal. It's rough, but I love it.
Would have been rough if we actually saw the head explode.
Yeah, well, we can't do that.
Because it's a family show?
It's TVY7. Or is it, this is TVY7 or TVPG?
What's the difference?
TVY7 is for kids. TVPG is usually just, like, more generalized.
But, like, there's TVY and there's TVY7.
TVY is, like, little kids. TVY7 is, like, usually shows, like, fantasy violence.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. All right, so we still have an episode to go here.
We do.
We still have a whole episode. We're going for like a half hour already, so this is going to be a long as fuck episode.
Hooray!
Anyway, all right,
it's the finale, of course it is.
Yeah, and then we still have to talk about the end of book 3. We have to talk about all of book 3. You have to review that this season. There's so much to talk about. So much. All right, so when we come back, we're going to be talking about book 3, episode 13, Venom of the Red Lotus. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back. Now we're going to talk about Venom of the Red Lotus.
Da-na-na-na.
Very last episode of this season. Let's go. So we are back in those lovely caves near the Northern Air Temple where Korra is basically threatening to kill everybody.
Yeah,
and then they kill her dad, and she's just not having any of it.
I would say more importantly, we get to the thing I've been waiting for the longest time.
Oh yeah, Zaheer actually explains what their plan is.
Hooray! Because I was so confused. Here's my thing.
It took 13 whole episodes to get here.
Which is fine. 100% fine.
Yeah.
With the season. Fine with it. I was so confused with it because, like, they said that, like, they wanted to wait.
Yes.
Because they said they wanted to kidnap Korra when she was, like, a baby.
Yes.
4, whatever.
Yes.
And then, like, I guess, like, teach her their ways? Was that what they wanted to do? I
don't think they ever specified.
So they never said that. So now I'm wondering, were they going to, like, murder a 4-year-old?
Straight up murder a child. You see, okay, so my theory here is that if they kidnapped her as a child, they were going to basically brainwash her as a child. And then eventually probably, like, you know, have her believe in what she was doing. And then at the point where she would want the Avatar cycle to stop, so she would gladly submit to what they're about to do. So that was my theory. Yeah.
But at this point, like, obviously, like, they failed at that, and then she's, you know, like, 17 now, so they can't brainwash her.
Right.
Unless you get, like, a super magical thing.
Yeah, it's
to brainwash
magic.
Her. So now it's like, screw it, we're just gonna chain you up and poison you.
Yeah. So they're just gonna, so they are able to bend poison into her, which means she will go into the Avatar state, and once she's in the Avatar state, they'll kill her because that's how you end the Avatar cycle.
Yes.
As we've learned in the previous series, and we've talked about again in this series. So because the Red Lotus, they don't like leaders because leaders are corrupt, they're terrible, blah, blah, blah. And the only order is disorder. Chaos is the only natural way about the world.
I mean,
so the Avatar, whose job is it to basically
be a leader,
create order, is basically to keep everything in balance. They're like, yo, we don't need you. Yo, yo, we don't need somebody to keep balance. Like, we got this.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you just leave? And instead of, and by leave, we mean why don't you just die literally forever. So that's kind of their plan.
Good plan.
Yeah, so since you've been asking about this for so long, what are your thoughts about this plan?
It was a good plan.
Good plan?
Yeah.
Good plan.
I don't know if I like, it's not like a super elaborate, amazing. I guess I like the fact, not a super elaborate plan. It's just like, we're going to poison you.
Yeah.
We're going to get into the Avatar state, and then you're going to die.
Then you're going to die.
We're going to kill you.
Just straight up die.
And I'm like, that is a solid plan. It works. I'm cool with it. Yeah.
Good job. But nearby we see Jinora is spiritual, like astral projection thing there. And she's been listening to this whole thing. And so she goes back to all the other Airbenders who are trapped in that same cave nearby.
Mm-hmm. By the way, I was wondering about something. This is a really small thing. Did they chain up Pema?
I don't think they did.
Yeah, let's take a look. She had a baby.
She had the baby with her.
She could technically put a rant. Well, then somebody she would have had.
I'm not sure if. Well, at least her hands were chained up. I think she was just holding.
But ankles were.
Maybe.
They're nice. They didn't they let her hold her baby.
They're not that much.
Her almost year-old baby. Maybe less.
Like 6 months, I think.
Well, 6 months between book 1 and book 2.
Yeah, and then 2 weeks between book 2 and book 3.
But then we don't know how much time there was.
It's like 7-month-old.
All right.
It's like a 7-month-old baby. Yeah, so back with the rest of the Airbenders, they're asking Jinora if she saw anything, and Jinora's not really sharing some of the stuff, and Nikki's like, oh, maybe Korra will save us, and Jinora's like, oh, I don't think she's going to save us. We're going to have to take care of this one
I mean, it's smart that she's not saying anything, because there's guards right there, and then they'll realize, like, wait, how does she know what's going on?
Yeah.
Astral projection.
And then we also see Boomy and Kaya, who aren't doing so hot.
They're, like, doing Tenzin level.
They're, like, on Tenzin level,
well, like, Kaya's kind of, like, knocked out.
Yeah.
Like, Boomy at least looks like he's, like, awake.
Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with Kaya.
Kaya's not doing so hot.
I'd say, like, we just need, like, a nice, like, go to the hospital for a few days.
Yep.
Separate spa days for everybody.
Yeah, everybody needs their own spa weekend, like, individually.
Mm-hmm. We'll be good to go.
Mm-hmm. And so we see the
Also, wait, quick question. Was that just an excuse not to get the voice actors?
Well, they still voice act, I think, later in the episode, but...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no. Probably just not an excuse not to animate them.
That's true. Animating
is so hard. And I respect animators so much.
I do, too.
So much. They do such good work. So anyway, back with Korra, she finally has the poison is metal bent into her, which I think when I first watched it, I didn't realize it was metal bending. It just looked like a liquid. It just like
the thing is, like, it's like black, so like liquid. I could buy that it was like a.
Yeah, no, it totally makes sense later. But then when I first watched it, I was like, and they like later when they say it's metal, I was like, oh.
That's even more disturbing. Because like she's basically like tortured.
Yeah, it's so rough to watch that whole scene where like, she after the poison's hit her, and then she's trying to fight off the Avatar state, and like her eyes are going like blinking, and like it's so, and like they just draw
like,
her
with
so
the character who had grown to like semi like to really like, and then back to semi like to really like to super really like. I'm just like
yeah,
she grew so much.
She did.
And I was like,
she's such. Korra.
Unlike season 2.
Unlike, let's forget about season 2.
Can we?
It's really hard to forget about season 2 once Korra starts hallucinating, and then we see, first, it's Zaheer's face melts away, and we see Amon's mask, and we hear Amon.
And I'm like, hooray, good villain!
And then Ghazan kind of face twists around, and then we see Unalaq, and we're like, oh. Can we go back to Amon now?
Please.
And then we see, then ming-hua kind of transforms into Vatu, and Korra's hallucinating, and they're telling her to give in because she's trying to fight going into the Avatar state because she knows what that means. She knows as soon as that happens, they're going to kill her, and then everything's toast from there.
Yes.
So these hallucinations are telling her basically to give up and enter the Avatar state.
Because I guess they all want chaos, didn't they? Mm-hmm. Although, did Amon want chaos? He just wanted to get rid of all the benders.
No, they all had their own kind of thing. Unalaq was like used to be a member of the Red Lotus, so that was so he did want chaos because he was kind of basically a disciple of Vatu who was all like, hell yeah, chaos.
But then he betrayed them because Unalaq's a dick.
Unalaq's the worst.
He's
Hashtag, was it?
Chief Douche Nozzle. Anyway, back to the plot.
So, Oogie returns. I think we forgot to mention that Oogie returns. Oh, Oogie's such a good sky bison. And Team Avatar boards, and then they go to find Korra at the cave and the Airbenders. Mm-hmm.
Well, they find the Airbenders first. Mm-hmm. They're probably like, Korra's fine.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, everybody's like, we gotta go see the Airbenders. And I'm just like, I want them to be safe. But, like, nobody.
The Airbenders are actually doing pretty okay right now. Korra is in a lot of trouble.
I think they just assumed that, like, she was like, they're probably just, like, talking. They're not, like, poisoning her and torturing her body or anything.
Yeah. Well, the Airbenders do a good job of distracting some of the guards where they can get the key and they start. But before the guards can attack them because they notice, then Team Avatar comes in and they save them.
Hooray!
And Suyin is so happy to see her daughter, but Bolin's even more happy.
Like, Bolin, like, let her, like, come on, like, this woman was worried her daughter was gonna die.
Hashtag Bopal.
Aw, I love them. Are we gonna see more of them?
Yeah.
Yay!
I don't think I'm spoiling so much by saying yes, we'll see more of them in season 4.
Look, we need some romance. Although we got Jinora and Kai.
Kai and Jinora.
And they didn't kiss, which made me sad, but she did like a punch thing.
Yeah,
and I'm
it's
like,
cute. They're cute. Yeah,
They are cute.
They're babies. They don't have to kiss.
They're 12. They're going to go through puberty soon.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a mess.
Ooh, boy, that's going to be a mess. Airbender puberty. Rough stuff. Anyway. Team Avatar enters and they say, okay, we got to find Korra. But Janora's like, hey, I know where Korra is.
And we should help her.
We should definitely. She's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah. Although maybe not that much trouble because, like, she does get into the Avatar state.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, Avatar smash!
Oh, yeah. Like, they think they can take her when she's in the Avatar state. No. They have no idea.
I mean, Zaheer does pretty well. I'm going to give him that.
But they aren't able to hold her back.
She somehow gets super strength. I forget if she had that before in the Avatar state.
No, she's just like bending really. She's being a really good bender.
Okay.
And
she's also like super pissed.
She's pissed.
One, you killed my dad. You're basically like torturing my body.
Yeah.
Like trying to murder me.
Yeah, like fuck you guys. Like
exactly.
I'm ready. So Korra basically attacks and then Zaheer tries to lure Korra out of the cave. And Korra follows behind, and while Zaheer flies, Korra has like the cool like jet propulsion. She uses her firebending. So
her shoes are probably burning off though.
So then Tonorak he wants to see if he can help Korra, and Bolin and Mako go on to battle Gazan and Ming-hua.
Yes. And that's a fun battle.
And then the rest of this episode is really just like fights.
It's just 9 fights.
It's just fight scenes. It's hard to talk about it.
I will say this, like, it's all really good fighting.
Oh my god. These fight scenes are some of the best in the entire series. Honestly, if not the best, they are some of the best in the whole series.
They're pretty creative and
yeah.
We should probably talk about some deaths.
We'll see. Yeah, I'm not sure how we want to go about talking about this. Oh my god, I have like 12 paragraphs. Holy shit.
There's the majority of the episode is like specifically Korra's fighting Zaheer. Yeah. Mako and Bolin are fighting Ming-hua and Gazan. And then everybody else is like, how can we help?
Yeah. Basically.
Yeah.
So, let's start off with the little guys and then we'll go with the big guys. So, Bolin goes to fight Gazan, and Bolin reveals that he is now a lava bender.
So it's like an equal match, basically.
Yeah, and Gazan is like, hey, this is cool. Because I love Gazan, because he's like, I don't know. I think Gazan's a cool character. He's like, oh, cool. He's like, let's do it. And so they fight and stuff.
I'm sad.
And then Bolin does a little wink.
That's a meme, right? I've seen that.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's a meme.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's a meme, but it's like a GIF people use.
I've seen that like several times.
And then my mom is making a shake right now, and I'm sure everyone can hear this. She's making a shake upstairs.
I thought she was vacuuming.
No, she told me, she was like, is it okay if I vacuum? I'm like, Mom, we're going to be able to hear that down here. Don't. Anyway, hi, my name is Cailin. We're recording in my parents' basement right now.
We're cool.
Anyway, and so Mako goes to fight Ming-hua, and he gets it to the point where there's no water anywhere, and she's just left in her regular form, and he's like, oh, now it's over, but then she kind of runs off, and they go to a cavern that is full of water, and she does the cool Cthulhu thing, you would call it.
Yeah.
And
then
and so Mako tries to escape, and he manages to get the high ground.
Yeah.
And he does that thing that water doesn't like, which is he just electrocutes the shit out of there.
Basically,
he lightning bends the water, and because her whole thing is that she the water basically becomes her body. He just electrocutes her.
Yeah, Mako murdered.
Yeah, Mako's just straight up murdered a bitch.
I was like, Mako, you said that Mako murdered a bitch.
Mako just straight up murders a bitch. Like, I'm not sure. Does he know? Does he understand that?
But here's the thing. It didn't seem like a deliberate, like, I'm gonna murder you.
Well, it's like a self-defense kind of thing.
So I think he's probably okay with it.
So, in the court of law, he would be fine. But
also, as you're saying it, you're not saying Mako murdered a lady. You're saying Mako murdered a bitch, which is what she is.
True. But also, just a cool character, too.
That's good.
Ming-hua is such a cool character. They're all so cool. I love all of them. And now she's dead.
She's dead.
So Mako goes back to join Bolin fighting Gazan, and they're able to corner him. And the thing with Gazan is that he doesn't want to go back to prison.
No.
He hates prison. He's not going back there. So basically he's like, listen, I'm taking you down with me. And lava bends everything around him collapse, but Bolin is able to escape in time, and then Gazan basically kills himself.
Yeah.
So we are down. We got 3 out of 4 of Red Lotus gang. They're dead.
Now that's
They're
surprising.
just straight up dead.
And like I said, not fun deaths. Well, fun deaths. They were fun deaths, and they were creative.
They were creative.
Probably
deaths.
Gazan had like the least creative death.
Yeah,
but it wasn't a terrible one.
No, because I think it made sense for his character.
Like the ladies got the creative deaths.
Oh yeah. So so a little rough there. But the main battle is the battle between Korra and Zaheer, and they're basically flying around, just all kinds of just flying, fighting, and just some really awesome animation there. Like the way, because the camera moves and everything is like, I've read something before of like how it's super difficult to do, but they managed to pull it off incredibly well. So I wanted to take a second to kind of recognize that, because it's so good. And this fight is probably my favorite in the series, I think.
You think?
I think, yeah.
Because
I have to still watch. We'll still have to go back through book 4, make sure there wasn't any of that. Like,
okay. I thought you were thinking like compared.
But no, so far. This is my favorite one. I was saying
like compared to like Legend of Korra and Last Airbender is your favorite fight.
This is my favorite fight of Legend of Korra.
Okay, because I was gonna say like book 3, like that last fight, that was a good fight. Like
yeah. No. I don't want to compare fight scenes between series.
Okay.
But as far as Legend of Korra, this one's my favorite.
Okay.
And it's just so good.
And then something else comes up, and I have a question about this.
Yes.
So, like, she's, like, kind of, like, failing a bit just because, like, the poison's, like, taking over her body.
Yeah.
So the poison, so that, like, it's not just, like, if it's not a poison that forces you into the Avatar state and then somebody else has to kill you.
Yeah.
The poison can kill you.
Yeah, it's poison. So
why didn't they just, like, lock her up in, like, a place where she couldn't get out of and then just let the poison kill her?
I think because, that's what they try to do with her thing. That's why.
No, but they said, like, get ready to kill her. So, like, they're planning on just murdering her.
Right. Well, because I think probably if they just let the poison kill her, I think maybe they wouldn't know for sure if she would be in the Avatar state by the time it actually was able to kill her. So
they're worried that
they're trying to be deliberate as far as like, okay, make sure she's in the Avatar state and make sure we kill her then. So I think they're just, it's like assurance basically. They're trying to get it on. They're trying to make sure this kills her, but also this. So they planned it out pretty well.
Okay,
but they also didn't.
Because like, could she like not get into the Avatar state and it would still killed her anyway, and that would not have worked, and then they wouldn't have to find the baby Avatar to kill, and then there would have been a dead baby on their hands. Oh yeah, ooh, we don't deal. No, ooh, that'd be a little. That's a little rough. Okay.
So yeah, during this fight, everyone kind of watches from below, trying to figure out what it is that they can do, and Jinora has an idea.
Yeah.
She's like, wait a minute. And because Tenzin's like, oh man, these powers haven't been seen in like thousands of years. And Jinora's like, hey, there hasn't been like a ton of airbenders in a while either. Let's do this thing.
Like 180 years.
Yeah. It's been a while.
But not 1,000 years.
No. But so she's able to kind of gather the rest of the airbenders, and they make a giant cyclone.
Yes, and then
in order to capture Zaheer.
And then I thought something else was going to happen.
What do you think was going to happen? Yeah, so
like they're in the cyclone, and she's got like the chain falls.
Oh yeah, because Korra has a chain. So
I thought that like, okay, they killed 3 out of 4. I assumed Zaheer was going to die.
Yeah,
I thought she was going to grab by the neck.
Oh,
and then just like snap or choke.
Yeah,
doesn't happen.
No, that doesn't happen. So yes, Korra kind of drags Zaheer down with her,
and then Zaheer gets
captured. Yeah, in Earth. But Korra's not doing so hot.
She's
the
like,
poison's kind of killing her.
She's like, yeah, it's kind of killing her.
She's getting real close. But Jinora's like, hey, the poison is metallic, so if we got any metal benders up in here, now it'd be a real good time.
Yeah.
A really good time to pull that out. Mm-hmm. And it's Suyin who steps up and is able to bend the poison out of her.
Yay!
Yeah, and
she almost like died in her dad's arms. And that was
so sad.
And like,
so sad.
And like, I'm just like, oh no, like I would like that sucks. Like having your child die in your arms. I assume.
I'm just dying in your arms tonight.
That sounded weird.
It must have been something you said.
No, don't sing that.
Die in your arms.
No, because that makes it sound like a romantic thing, and it's.
Oh no.
That's what I meant.
Oh no.
Don't do that.
Oh no.
You need like one of those like songs that a guy writes about his child.
Cats in the cradle and the silver
there you go,
spoon. The boy blue and the man on the moon. Anyway, yeah. So
Korra's
able to see that her dad is not dead, and she's happy with that. And and Zaheer is captured. Bolin literally puts a sock in his mouth because he's trying to be funny. And we're like, okay, Bolin, calm down.
And Opal's just kind of like, eh.
And he's like, Opal's like, this is what I signed up for, isn't it? I signed up for this. This is my fault now. This is my responsibility.
I feel like she can enjoy a decent pun. And remember, as we discussed, she is a person where if Bolin's acting like an idiot or like a jerk,
she'll let him know.
She will let him know.
She'll let him know.
I think she will tell him, never make a pun again.
Hashtag Bopal.
Yay.
So then we kind of end that scene there.
Yeah.
And then we go to 2 weeks later. And so we open on this scene. We're on Air Temple Island back in Republic City. Mm-hmm. And Asami is helping Korra get ready.
For a thing.
For an event.
Mm-hmm. And Korra does not seem like she's doing well.
No. So, yeah, we kind of get a reveal of Korra's face, and she looks like very tired. Like she's got these bags under her eyes, and she looks very sad. We see that she's in a wheelchair, and Asami like takes time. She's like, hey, she's like, you know, it's okay. I'm here if you need anything. And I'm like, I love them so much.
So when I say like, I have one or two theories about like what's wrong with Korra.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's either A, that like the poison actually worked and like she's out of the she's going to be the last avatar.
Okay.
Essentially. Or 2, which I think would be much more interesting, she's got some severe PTSD.
Oh, yeah.
Severe.
Yeah.
And that's what that sounds more interesting because like it's like the last like thing, and then it could kind of, I feel like the PTSD thing sounds like more interesting because it's kind of like, but like you're,
it's not a physical thing.
And
it's
the
like
thing also like Korra's like been through like horrible stuff that's like been done to her.
Yeah, and all within like a year.
And it seems like she hasn't really. Maybe it's like and like it'll happen, and then we'll conclude it in the season, and the next season she's fine.
Yeah,
but this time it kind of feels.
But she hasn't really dealt with it yet. She hasn't really dealt with all the crazy.
It might be like everything that happened is like everything and like. So I hope it's not that the poison actually worked. I'm going to be the last avatar. I hope it's the PTSD, and she's just like maybe going to try to put on a happy face, even though people can tell something's up.
Yeah,
So she's in a wheelchair.
She's in a wheelchair.
Can she not walk, or is it just like
not well, right now?
Now, can she walk, or she can't walk well?
I mean, we talk about a little more of that later.
Okay.
Next season, but I think at this point, yeah, she's just not really walking. So, Korra and Asami go out and they're met with a bunch of people. Zuko's there, Korra's parents, and Tenzin, and President Raiko. Who can go fuck off. Who was just like, welcome back to Republic City.
Fuck you.
Sorry, I left you out. I mean, I heard what happened. It was pretty bad. Hey, yeah, what's that?
Fuck you.
Oh, yeah. Fuck you. And Korra doesn't really say anything.
Oh, you know what I thought about? Sorry to break your time. Yeah. How come I guess where was that General Arrow?
I don't know. He's doing he's being a general somewhere.
I want him to hang out with his grandpa.
Yeah. I have another comment. I'll get to that in a second. So you know what this is going to be. So anyway, Iki and Milo go with Korra and Asami to go to the temple. Of course, there's a bunch of steps leading up to it, so Lynn has to
elevator.
Bend a thing, and I'm like, the Avatar world needs to be more accessible. Anyway, so as they leave, we see the others there. Raiko's like, she doesn't look good, and Tunrak's like, you would look like shit too if you went through what she went through.
Yeah, again, fuck you. But it's like, yeah, but we need the Avatar. And I'm like, it's been 2 weeks.
Like, calm down. Yeah, it's only been 2 weeks.
And I'm sorry, like, were you ever nice to her? Mm-hmm. No. Fuck you. Yeah. Anyway.
And then Zuko talks about how Zaheer's been locked up, but we don't know how many other Red Lotus members are out there. So then they just kind of talk about that.
So we didn't technically defeat the Red Lotus, did we?
Guess not. I mean, the idea's still out there.
So they're still gonna, so they might come back.
Maybe.
In the form of a blatantly obvious villain.
Hello, I'm
in jail.
Yeah. Anyway, so we see the ceremony that's happening in the temple, and it's very beautiful.
Yes.
It's very lovely. And Tenzin starts talking about how the Air Nation is welcoming its first new airbending master, and he thanks Korra for all the help that she's done in helping the airbenders make it back. And it just kind of like, it's a very kind of bittersweet moment because Korra is in a state where she's not really doing well, and a lot of bad things have happened, but we see kind of this rebirth of the Air Nation.
Again, she's happy about this, but again, she's not
doing so hot.
No.
No.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but then the ceremony starts and we see it's Jinora and she has got her tattoos.
Can I say something?
Yes.
She kind of looked like her grandpa.
She looks so much like Aang.
Aww.
She looks so much like Aang.
It was so cute.
I'm looking at the picture here right now.
And it wasn't
just
because of the fact that she was like, bald and had an arrow on her head.
No, like her facial feet, like she looks like Aang there, and it's like it's
I wish
so
we saw.
good.
It would have been cool if we saw like a spirit of Aang and been like,
well, like Star Wars style.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I'm not saying like anybody else had to see Aang. I'm saying like just like spirit could have been there, and it would have he would like maybe like a little like ghost here.
Yeah, but he was there in spirit.
And also,
and also in Korra because she's the reincarnation of him. Anyway.
And I mean, like, Katara wasn't there.
Yeah. Can we talk about that? And how pissed I am about that. Katara was not at the ceremony. This is her granddaughter. This is the legacy of her husband.
I guess I was like bringing up points of like, like maybe. Like maybe she's sick or like she couldn't get a ride, and then you brought up points of like technically Korra's mom got there, so she got a ride.
Yeah, and also Zuko is there, and Zuko's older than Katara, so there is no excuse here.
And Zuko has a dragon. He could have just like
he could have picked her up. He could have been like could have called her up because they have phones now, and he could have been like, hey Katara, I'm going to this cool ceremony in Air Triple and you want to go? And Katara would be like, hell yeah, this is my granddaughter. Like seriously, I don't know. Oh my god, I'm bitter about this.
Maybe they didn't have the money to drill Katara.
Oh, but they could have just literally copied and pasted her from another.
Or they couldn't get Eva Marie Saint. By the way, Katara's voiced by Eva Marie Saint.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Okay, but they didn't even need to like bring back the voice actors. They could just had her there in the crowd.
I just remember reading that and I'm like, wait, she's like I think she won an Oscar or nominated for one.
She's like, yeah.
She was in On the Waterfront, I think, with Marlon Brando. And I'm like, what the heck?
Ooh, she received the Golden Globe and BAFTA Award nominations for A Hatful of Rain and won a Primetime Emmy Award for the television multi-series People Like Us, 1990.
I think she won.
She won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress on the Waterfront and North by Northwest.
Yeah,
nice.
See, I just found that interesting. Anyway, but yeah, so the Katara wasn't there for some reason. Is there like
she was in Winter's Tale?
Oh yeah.
Who was she in Winter's Tale?
Remember, like the little girl who turned into an old lady? That was her.
Yeah. Oh shit.
That was like a bad way to watch that movie. We need to watch it again.
Oh my god, the movie's crazy. We have to just like do a whole riff on that movie.
I just remember like yelling because like I read the book and like that book, it's so different.
Oh my god, it's a weird movie.
It's a really weird movie.
Anyway, I can't get that movie. Anyway, so but yeah, so Jinora is now an airbending master. She has her tattoos. She's lovely, and everyone's happy except Korra. We closed the last shot of the whole season is Korra, and a tear rolls down her cheek.
Yeah,
that's sad.
Yeah, and I thought of something else just like because I forgot to bring this up.
Yeah,
because there was like the way that like Korra, like throughout the 2 episodes, the way that Korra was looking. So like obviously she said the point like, okay, I'm just gonna give myself up, and like they were playing this whole trap thing. I thought that like she had a plan to make sure that like they could not do that, and she would just be captured. She just wanted these people safe. Like I thought that like there wasn't gonna be a plan. I thought that was the plan. I didn't think, and like the people were doing this anyway. But like I think she's just like got some severe PTSD.
Oh yeah, she's messed up.
I was gonna say you wouldn't tell me there's like an actual like twist to like what happened with the poison, but I think that's what happened. Yeah,
I don't want to say anything because I think we'll talk about that in the next coming episodes.
Okay.
So but yeah, I think you're on the track there.
Which is much more interesting than just like no more Avatar state, which has always been happening.
Right. Instead, because I think with Korra, I think I talked about this for season 2, is that we're looking at things on such a huge scale, but sometimes you don't have to go big to be good.
I think they didn't go like the thing with season, they didn't go big, but they kind of went more like personal.
Yeah,
which is more interesting.
Exactly. I think when we are able to look at characters, connect with characters, and feel for them rather than think about how much we need to save the whole world. Like with season 2, we were talking about how it's like 10,000 years of darkness. That's some shit. So oh my god. But I was more compelled with just like the characters who were like, hey, we believe in this thing and we want to fight for it. And so I think you can always do a really good season with not focusing on these giant kind of planet changing events and more just focus on characters.
Yeah, and then I also kind of brought this up though, like the big thing was like, oh, you have a spirit portal, and like it seemed like nothing really came of that, but then it kind of did because like the reason that the Red Lotus gang kind of came back in
Yeah.
was because of the fact that the spirit portal opened. So it wasn't exactly what we expected.
Right.
Because, like, we barely saw any spirits.
Yeah, we a lot of the spirit stuff was only in the first, like, 2 episodes. And then the rest of it was more about the result of the spirit portal open and the Airbenders came back. That's what we focused on more in this season.
And then also the season's called Change, and probably, like, it didn't seem like much change, but Korra definitely changed.
Korra changed, yep. The world changed because the Airbenders came back.
So in conclusion, my opinion... season 2 is horrible. And I hate it more and more as I watch the season, because this season's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Season's really good. I really liked all of it. I think, like, the only episode I really didn't like was that one episode with, like, just at the air temple. And
it's like a filler episode, yeah.
It wasn't a bad episode.
It wasn't bad. It was just more fillery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, I cared about everybody, and they had fun stuff. Everything kind of, like, came into effect.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, it all kind of made sense.
Yeah.
And it, like, seems like it's not 100% a happy ending, which I like.
Yeah.
This season was really good. I'm really happy.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good season.
I'm kind of distressed I'm worried about Korra.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, overall season, I'm happy with it. They learn from their mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
We're good.
Mm-hmm.
Happy.
Yes.
Yay.
Woo. Yeah, it's a great season. I think we're gonna have to watch season 4 again because it's been a while since I watched book 4. But I usually stand by that book 3 is my favorite, I think, of the season of The Legend of Korra. But it's usually that between 3 and 4. Mm-hmm. So I don't want to, like, underplay what I think of book 4, but I love book 3. I think it's either in my top 2 or it is my favorite season of Legend of Korra. Yeah, and it's so I really enjoy it. I think what you said about it doesn't wrap up necessarily, as in, like, everything is good now.
Well, it sounds like they knew they were getting another season.
Yeah.
And so, like, they wanted to conclude, so, like, they could like realize they can have something open.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's my thing. Like, if you know that, like, I feel like if you know they're gonna have another season, you're gonna obviously either, like, do, like, a definite, like, cliffhanger thing, or you can do it where it's mostly concluded, except for, like, we have something to lead into.
Yeah.
So that's how you do that if you have a continuation.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to think. I think I've said a lot of what I wanted to. What were some of your favorite moments from this season?
God, there's so many. Anything the Awesome Gang did, Red Lotus Awesome Gang. Yeah. Anything they did. I remember I was getting really bored with, like, the Airbenders, and this is the thing, like, they were probably, like, my least thing. Yeah. Like, I didn't hate them. I like the metal bending city a lot. Oh, yeah, Zafu. Zafu is just a cool addition, I think. I think that's really branching out. We can see it's really showing, I think, that 70 years have passed between series. I think that's what that's what we can get from that, is that things have really changed, because when we left off in Avatar, we only had one metal bender, and now there's a whole city full of them. And I think that was really cool to see. Yeah. God, I love Bopal so much. Just because, like, they seem like a real couple, and it's kind of like, hey, I'm going to call you out on your bullshit. You're going to call me out on my bullshit. Because, like, even, like, there was one point, like, Bolin, like, calls her out on, like, something. Yeah. And so it's like, that's how a couple works. Yeah. And I'm like, finally, after so long of Bolin just being screwed over by ladies. Yeah. Yeah. And him being an idiot and a jerk. He learns, he gets the lava bend, he gets a lady. It's good to go. Yeah. I really like Korra in the season, just because, like, like, she was trying to do something good, and, like, all this bad stuff was happening, and just kind of, like, she felt like she definitely, like, grew as a character. Korra really evened out as a character. She evened out, and, like, she really wasn't very hot-headed. Yeah, she had her hot-headed moments, but they fit. They fit. Like when she would get angry at Raiko, or with trying to recruit Airbenders, that was some of her more hot-headed moments. But then like, she rose. But those were near the beginning of the season, so she kind of got over that, and then, like, really, like, sacrifice herself just to, like, save some people, and, like, understanding what it's kind of like to be an adult. Yeah. Like, having to do that, and, like, wanting to save everybody, and, like, probably screwed up for a while. Who knows? Yeah. Oh, yeah, I hope they don't go, like, the next season, and she's just like, I'm back to normal now. I'd be super pissed if that happens. Yeah, I think I agree with a lot of it. I think my favorite parts of this season were also the antagonists. I think the Red Lotus are the best antagonists of this series. Aww. I think, because I like the book 4 antagonist, but I think that there was a lot of
there ends up, I don't want to spoil anything, but I think there ends up
I already
being
know
some
it's
wasted
that lady
potential.
whose name I
Well,
forget.
no. Not even that. I just mean, I personally feel there's some wasted potential, but I feel like they really were able to explore a lot with these characters, and it's the most we've been able to see of an antagonist from a more personal side than we see, I think, of anyone else.
Did they even do that in the last Airbender? I mean, the only one I can think of is like Zuko, but he became a good guy.
Yeah. So, yeah, because I think with Avatar Last Airbender, it's a lot different when it comes to antagonists.
Well, there's
because
only
when we
really
think
like
of
the one.
Yeah, when we think of the main one, it's like an evil overlord guy who's not really much of he's a character, but we don't personalize him at all.
But he was a good villain.
He is a good villain, and you don't need to necessarily personalize a villain or make them sympathetic to make them good, and we saw that with Avatar. But you do have to switch it up sometimes, and we see that with, I think, the Red Lotus, where we do kind of personalize them a bit, and that makes them really really enjoyable. Don't even have to say likable, just really enjoyable as antagonists. So
again, if somebody wants to make
how to do it right.
Again, if someone wants to make like a prequel comic or even like a prequel series.
Hey, please, yes, please.
Mm-hmm.
We can't do anything afterwards because most of them are dead now.
Sad.
So, a little sad about that.
Well, we've got, I don't know how long that they were like, how long they were together for. Like, you get to show like the college years, like how they all met. And like just go up to the point before they go to jail for the first time.
Yeah.
There you
That'd
go.
Be so good.
You are good to go.
So good. It would be so good.
Yes.
Somebody please make that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I really enjoyed the Red Lotus. Also, you didn't mention I love the character interaction in this season.
I do too.
We have some of the strongest, I think, character interaction.
Well, they're actually all together.
Yeah, this is the first time we've really seen Team Avatar be Team Avatar.
Yeah.
We got maybe like 1 or 2 episodes of that in season 1. Because we had the episode
they were
with them,
they were like introducing everybody in season 1.
Yeah, and book 2, nobody was together.
No.
And so we didn't really get good Team Avatar stuff. This one, we saw Team Avatar not just fighting together, but they were like hanging out together, like the scene with like the stakeout.
You know what?
And they're all like have to chill in a hotel room, and they're trying to stake out, but then also they're playing games and stuff. And like that's fun, and like that's a ton of fun. And we got to see more characters interact than we usually do, like Korra and Asami. Like this is the first time they've actually like been friends.
You know what I thought about that? Like,
so
do they?
much.
Because I know like there's technically like the love triangle, which is obviously not there anymore. But like, did they ever actually like fight? Like, there's never a fight between like not like
never.
They never fight.
No,
I honestly was expecting that like throughout the show, like at some point, because I knew that I heard about this love triangle.
Yeah, probably from.
I thought that there was going to be a fight between them. Yeah, and there never was because either they weren't together, or by the time they like did get together and hang out, they already broken up with Mako and let him go be Detective Mako, the best Mako.
The best Mako is Detective Mako.
Mm-hmm.
Detective Mako, best Mako. So but just seeing those relationships really develop between the characters, so good.
Yeah,
and that's the stuff I really like. I think, I guess that the overall theme of things that I like characters, and I
this
like
is a lot more
when
like
they interact, and like well written dialogue, and well written interaction, and like well built relationships. I think that's some of my favorite things in a show.
I think they realized that like because after season 2, because like when they try to go like big and crazy, like they realized like, oh, what do people like about this show? Probably if we develop the characters more, so let's focus on that. Yeah. And just like, let's actually give them really good characters that they care about, even the villains we care about.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Book 3. Good book.
So good.
So good. All right.
And we only got 1 more left.
We only have 1 more left, guys. And then we're going to end that, and I'm going to be very emotional, and then it's time for Dara to get the power back.
Yay!
Oh, no.
I miss the power.
It's so good.
But you've been, like, horrible to me, just, like laughing and being, like, not answering my questions.
Yeah.
Am I going to return the favor? Yes, I am.
Oh, I know. It's going to be terrible.
Isn't it? Like, I said this after Firefly, and when we were doing the show, the power is so nice.
So nice.
So nice.
I agree. I'm going power hungry, everyone.
You still got it for another, like, few episodes.
We got like 6 episodes left. We have 13 episodes left in the series, but 6 episodes of us talking about Legend of Korra. So that should be fun and stuff. Anything else you want to say about book 3?
No. Do you want to do a comment corner? It's
comment corner.
Oh, okay, I didn't know if you want to do it because I feel like this episode might be going a bit long.
No. Well, let's do it because there's people I'm sure who are waiting to hear their comments.
That's true. I don't even remember the last ones we heard.
I know. I don't even know the ones that we.
I know we read a lot from like the reaction ones from the first ones that we did.
So if we miss your comment by some reason, we apologize. But Yeah, we're going to do a better job of keeping track on that.
Probably do that.
I have somebody who's been asking for their thing to be read on here, and who they never commented, but they did send me a message. It's a friend of mine who is I'd say avid listener of the podcast, and they have a Sokka theory.
Okay.
I think I sent this one to you, right?
I think so, but I don't really remember it.
Yeah. And so we have somebody who is also so because we were talking in a previous episode about my personal theories about what happened to Sokka. And so this is Kit, and his hashtag Sokka theory is that hashtag Sokka theory, he married Toph and cheated on her, and that is why he is dead. And then in parentheses, Toph killed him for cheating on her.
I don't buy that, honestly.
No, I don't either.
No.
But it's but thank you for
again, like as I said, it's like which of the daughter?
Sue. Sue is the one. Yeah, Sue is the one that is my personal theory that she's secretly a
I just
Toph
figured
Sokka
that
child.
like because like I figured that probably because like if we're putting like everybody who like got together in the last Airbender series was like together and got married. Yeah. If we're sticking with that, then probably Sokka married Suki. Yeah. And I don't think he cheated on. Maybe he cheated on Suki.
I don't know. You see, Sokka,
either cheated on Suki or she died.
Always comes up with Sokka is such like a family guy to me. Like he seems like if anybody who would have like a steady relationship with somebody, it would be Sokka. Like out of all those people.
So I feel like maybe she died, and then like him and Toph kind of got closer, and then either maybe just like a one night stand or even a couple night stands. According to Tumblr, they've got some pictures. I didn't see probably because I didn't go like crazy through Tumblr. I didn't see a lot of the gross stuff. It was kind of like them like cuddling or like hugging or like them in bed together.
Okay, yeah.
And then I guess Sokka never knew that he had a kid, or he did, and like.
No, my theory is that Sokka, if Suyin is the Taka love child, then Sokka would not have known because Sokka would have wanted to like be a part of that.
Yeah.
And Toph was probably like, didn't want to tell him. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't buy that theory at all.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kit, but.
Sorry, Kit. That's all right. I don't know what comments we haven't read, guys.
And I'm trying to think because like we read a lot from with the reactions, like, and I think like the last time we were here we did like Death Note, like all the Riverdale stuff. So.
Yeah. Do you want to read some of those ones?
Sure. I think the Death Note one there was like a more like facts.
Oh! I didn't realize we had two of these kinds of comments. Wait, I really want to talk about these comments, guys. We've gotten a couple of comments on our reaction videos that we talk too much.
I knew we had a couple.
Yeah, I forgot about the one because I'm looking at it now. And this one, somebody said, "Oh, this is oh goodness, I'm gonna butcher your name, and I'm so sorry because I don't want to. This is Prakitivdev Verma, who says, "Please do not talk. ... Enjoy the show. ... Give your thoughts at last." And I was like.
We didn't get that one.
This is an early one.
I know. I'm saying like we didn't understand it.
I think that means that we're not supposed to talk during our reactions.
Which do you guys like? Do you want to say the other one? Then I'll say my point.
Yeah. Okay. Then that was on our book 2 finale one. And then we have one that we just got a few hours ago by Rosita Espinoza from our Riverdale reaction that says, "If you guys talk less and paid more attention, you'd have your questions answered. But since you can't do that, then what's the point of making a reaction?" To which Dara has a point here.
Like, do you guys watch reactions? Like, they talk. That's the point. Like, it's shock value and then people making jokes. Mm-hmm. I'm not, like, mad at anybody. Yeah. But, like... And he said, like, if there's, like, no point in talking, then what's the point of making a reaction? Mm-hmm. Like, I don't get it. Like, is it, like, do you guys find it, is it fun if we're just, like, sitting there and, like, not talking?
Yeah. Like
don't you guys, like, talk when you guys watch a show with friends?
Yeah.
I got confused.
Yeah, I know. Like, I think it's a lot of fun to just sit there and to like, because we like to make.
And also, like, I thought he said that on, like, one of the Legend of Korra things. I mean, maybe I do watch so many questions, but it was on Riverdale. That show doesn't make sense.
That's true.
Like... You gotta come on. And then I think there was some other, I think a lot of them were just like fun facts.
Fun facts.
Oh, I think, what was the one? I forget. But it was like, it was on the Legend of Korra reaction. It was like inappropriate reaction.
Oh, did it say? Oh, yeah, no, this is by.
I don't know if we want to read all of them because we're doing more episodes.
Yeah, this is, I have a couple, I still have a few more here. Okay. This is by, Tehus? I am so sorry, I cannot say these names. Who, on our last Legend of Korra, said, an entirely appropriate reaction.
It was. I think it was.
It's just, yes, that was Long Live the Queen, where we watched the Earth Queen get brutally murdered. And I
had an appropriate reaction.
It was a very appropriate reaction.
My mouth was just agaped.
Yes. Oh, yes. It was entirely agaped.
Yeah.
But, so I think that's all we're going to do for the comment corner today. And it looks like it's time for us to wrap up because we've been going for a while because this is the end of book 3.
Hooray!
All right. Well, thank you so much for watching this episode. If you want to connect with us, which we would love, you can always like us on Facebook. We are Witty Close Productions. Follow us on Twitter at Witty Close. Subscribe to us on Patreon, maybe, because we are Witty Close on there.
Also, we were subscribing to there?
Yeah, we are also subscribing on iTunes.
Yes.
And leave us a review and rating, because we also want to read those, but I don't believe we have any of those to read right now. I think I checked today and I didn't see any, but if you leave us a rating and review on there, we would love to read it, and we'll tell you how many stars you gave us. Whether it's a lot of stars or not so much stars, we want to hear it anyway.
I forgot to say that thing about subscribing to YouTube, because I was going to say this fact. Guys, we're so close to 100.
Guys, we're so close to 100 subscribers.
I think, as of now, last time I checked, I think we need 9 more.
We were at
91.
91 last time. Let me check now. That would be awkward if it just went down from that. But
that would be awkward.
We're okay. Yeah, we're still at 91. Yeah, so we need 9 more subscribers, guys. You should definitely subscribe to us on YouTube.
And we might do something for 100, even though it's not a giant milestone. It's a milestone.
It's a milestone. It's pretty humble, but we are thankful for it anyways. Thank you so much to all of our subscribers. If you're listening to us on any other venue besides YouTube, maybe you found our SoundCloud, and maybe listening to us on iTunes or through some other podcast vendor, you can follow us on YouTube. We are Witty Close Productions. You can subscribe. Maybe give our videos a like. We've actually got our last video has gotten a lot of likes so far.
YouTube reactions get a lot of likes.
Yeah, so we appreciate that, guys. Leave us a comment, and we read some of those comments on the show, as you maybe just listened to.
Yeah.
And so if you're like, man, those comments are lame, my comment would be so much better. Try us. Leave us a comment.
Yes.
And we will talk about it.
Yes.
And we will use your name. So if you don't want your name to be on it, too bad.
Or you could just, let us know.
Or, we try to be polite about it. All right, well, that is all the time we have for today. Join us next time, as we are going to be talking Legend of Korra Book 4
Woo!
premiere. All right, that's going to be a fun time. All right, peace.
Peace.